So from Cybertrade University, let me get a little chat back if you guys could hear me loud and clear. Just want to see Manafort from Costa Rica. Good to see you. All right, good. All right, everyone. If everybody could just click just so everybody can read everyone's chat. All right. Where it says two, just click everyone. So everybody can, Nathan, if you could just click on that so we could just have the default set up properly. You guys could read everyone's chat. All right, good. All right, well, anyway, let me just get the record up and running, and so you guys can watch this a little bit later. So welcome, everyone. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president and founder of Cybertrade University, and today you're going to be in a big treat. If this is your first time watching or you several times showing, I'm going to talk a little bit about short squeezes. I'm going to show you something that we talk about house stocks that, let's say you bought it and end up going lower and why they go up and why they go up so fast. I'm going to show you how we find them and what you have to be prepared so you don't get suckered in and get caught in a short squeeze. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to probably talk for about maybe 40 minutes. And it's going to go really, really fast. And I could tell you this, I could almost guarantee you that what you're about to learn, you're going to fall off your chair because you're going to finally realize how the stock market actually does work. How do I know that? And that's what I'm going to tell you, because I was a market maker myself. I live here in New York. I'm going to teach you how Wall Street traders trade. And what it's called is the right of the chart and not the left of the chart. Now, just quick little disclaimer. Just really quick, let everybody know that I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees. Just let everyone know that there's a very high risk, which you probably know that already in trading. So please be very wise before you go out there and make an investment into it. There's a very high failure rate in trading. Now, what I want to do is I want to go to the live markets. All right. And I want to show you a couple of things here. And let me just show you really quick. Hold on a second. All right. Now, did anyone here buy or sell any stocks? Anyone trade today at all? Anybody do any trades, any stocks out there? Let me bring up my execution system right here. Trader, I don't know your name, but what did you trade? Liz, you did? What did you guys trade? Anything? Give me a stock. Linda's still learning? Okay. MSTR. All right. Okay. MSTR. There we go. Nice little run on MSTR. Anything else? Intel, NVIDIA. Okay. Palantir, Carvana, William. All right. Let me deal with some of the more brand name stocks. How about we look up Palantir? Everybody familiar with the stock? Palantir had a good move. You could see had earnings here, and they blew earnings out. The stock's been on a big run up last year around this time. You could see the stock was hovering right around $30. We're up about 180. Thing has just been on a tear. Everyone familiar about Palantir? Okay. So can anyone tell me why is the stock going up? Or how about this? What makes a stock go higher? Let's see if you guys can answer that question. What makes a stock go? Buyers and sellers, right, William? All right. Can everyone just put that in the chat? Could everyone just write BNS just so you're paying attention? Edward, Deborah, Dan, Christopher, Brent. Let me just, Greg Hawkins. Just want to make sure all of you are paying attention. BNS. Thank you very much, Liz. Benzel, Deborah Benson. Thank you very much. Okay. So we don't have a disagreement on that. All right. Now, this is what you're going to learn. We're about to show you, because you don't want to get caught into a short squeeze, and you don't also want to sell something too cheap that keeps going up. What is going to make the stock go down? Sellers, right? Now, if you look over here on Palantir, it's breaking all-time highs. So can anybody tell me, you ever own a stock? To be a good trader, you got to have a game plan. Where is the resistance levels on PLTR? Does anyone know? I'll add a Bollinger Band. I don't know if this helps you. Can anybody tell me where the resistance levels after looking at a Bollinger Band? How about an RSI? Does that help? How about if I add a MACD? Okay, well, that didn't work. I had the MACD up there. All right. How about what's another good one that's on here? A moving average? Okay. Anything? Can't tell from the chart, William. You got to have a game plan, William. Where's the resistance? Deborah, we already broke 180. We're at 183. If you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know. If you know the number, just give me a number. Listen, traders, what I'm about to show you the next 30 minutes, you will know where the next resistance levels, and not only on this one, on every single one of them. Okay. I missed it. I can't tell from the chart. All right. Well, you know why, William? Because you're looking at the left of the chart. Let's look at the right of the chart. All right. So let's look at the right of the chart. And the right of the chart is something right here. It's called level 4. Now, if you look right here, follow along. Let me get my crayons here. Draw a couple of lines. This is 930. Okay. See this red line? All these orders showed up at program trading. Those lines is 175, 185, and 190. Now, how many shares are out there looking to be sold at 185? Can anybody write down that number? This is called the current order book. This is called level 3. Okay. This is called level 4. About almost 117,000, right? Now, if you look what happened here, it went up, try to go up, never got it. It's having a tough time breaking it. So now let me ask you the question again. Where do you think resistance levels are going to be on PLTR? 185. Wow, look at that. You already figured it out. Okay. But you just said earlier you didn't know it on the chart. Now, can the stock go past 185? Absolutely. And if it gets past 185, where's the next resistance levels? 190, right? Okay. Let me go back to the execution system. Do you see it? Does this indicator tell you that? I don't see any. I see a bunch of squiggly lines. That's all I see. Okay. Now, do I got everyone's attention? Look how much you just learned in just the 2 minutes that we've been here. And I didn't even get started. Now, I'll do one more for you. NVIDIA. Where's the resistance on NVIDIA, you might ask? Look what happened today, this morning. Look at all these orders out there. 9:30 in the morning, program trading kicks in. And look at all these orders hovering around here, right around these numbers. 740,000, 250,000, 100,000. Stock went up and now it's starting to come down again. Okay, now we're down to 180. Can we break 185? Absolutely. If we do, next biggest resistance levels would be 190 and 188. Well, 180 and 190. That's where the next biggest sellers are. Okay. Now, let me bring up my chart. Let me bring up the stock. And let's look at NVIDIA. Does NVIDIA tell you that? No. So, I mean, on these indicators, no. All I see is a bunch of squiggly lines. Okay. Now, what you're seeing is what's called the right of the chart. These are all those algorithms, high frequency trades, dark pools, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, all those ECNs, everything that you want to know about where the book is, you are now officially can see it. And think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you made by knowing if you knew where those orders are? Well, that's what I'm here to teach you. So before I continue, let me introduce myself. For some of you who don't know me, I am the president of Cyber Trading University. I started this company 35 years ago. I'm one of the original day traders that started the industry of trading. Now, I don't care if you're a swing trader, options, Forex, we all day trade, okay? Because it's what happens over the course of the day, which you just saw is going to project the future. Now, I do a lot of work for NASDAQ. I do a lot of presentations. You can watch a lot of videos on me on those. But my goal today is this. These people that you see up here are my students. And what I'm looking to do is, if you are able to answer the questions I showed you, well, I'm looking to train you so we could all trade the same. Because by going out there and learning how to trade, we all make money together, because it's all about finding these big iceberg orders. And there's no AI program that does it. There's no algorithm that does it. This is all program trading. Now, this is my family. I always like to share it with you. I've been married for almost 28 years. I think part of my success of being married for so long is being a good trader, because I had the free time to spend time with my family, go with them, travel with them. You could do this anywhere in the world. And a lot of you here probably know that. I mean, a lot of us are probably here retired or looking to retire. Maybe you're in between jobs, whatever it may be. But for some reason, we all get suckered in about the stock market, no matter where we are, at work, on TV, anywhere, politics. It's all predicated on the stock market, because that's what we do. But the thing that I love to do is, I love to travel. I love to cook. I have my home living channel. I got the time to do it because I am a very successful professional trader. Now, what I'm looking to do today is this. What I just showed you, I'm going to go into detail, but my goal today is this. I'm going to invite every single one of you to come to my trading floor. Okay. Now, here's my trading floor. I want to show it to you right here. And I know we have some students here. And as of right now, you could see that if you look here in the top left-hand corner, there's about 200 traders hovering in there right now. We got over 1,000. Usually, some people trade the morning, some people trade the afternoon, some people trade in the middle of the day. So that number fluctuates. These are over here down at the bottom are all the traders around the entire world. People from England, California, Bill from Colorado. I mean, look at all these people all over around the entire world. Columbus, Ohio, California, Oregon, Portland, Canada. These are people that you're going to be part of. These people were you at one point. Okay. Now, what they're doing is we're showcasing a stock that we're trading, and their traders are working with each other. We have some people here too. Roberto, you're from Colombia. That's right. We have a student here from Colombia. So welcome aboard. Robert, you could click on to everyone so everybody could see that, if you click where it says two. So my goal today is this. I'm looking to make you part of our team and trade stocks so you know exactly what's making them go up and how to get and how to trade together like a team. So everyone here is going to have access to that in the next 20 minutes. Now, getting back to the training part of it, let me tell you what we're going to teach and what you're going to learn, because if you love trading, this is what you need to do. You follow NASDAQ breaking all-time highs. Okay. Now, some of these trades are just getting started, even though with the market going up the way it does. And it's not just about trading brand name stocks. Let's look at a stock called Go, for example. I don't know if you guys saw that stock yesterday. But what happens when a stock gets into a short squeeze? All of a sudden it pops on you and you're like, what just happened? What made the stock go from 13, where it was down from 30, and go from 13 up to 19? What made the stock like VAST, over the course of the year drop from 90, and then the next day it goes from, 19 to 28? I mean, that's a huge move. That's right, Louise. Buyers and sellers. That's what it does. So these are called short squeezes, okay? And you hear about it, and people think it's the boogeyman and this and that. As us as traders, we thrive on this because it's volatility that helps you make a day's pay, and it's these stocks that do it. And they do it every day on so many different stocks. Maybe some of you remember GameStop. Did you ever watch the movie GameStop? Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, big trader on Wall Street. These people could put billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they could lose their shirt, and they don't care. They have endless money, okay? And this is when, if some of you remember and traded back at the stock was right around $10, ran to 120. Just didn't stop every day. Just kept going and going and going and going, okay? and which I always recommend, definitely go out there and try to watch the movie. Okay. The GameStop movie. And if you're a trader, I mean, you'll have to be a fan of, you wouldn't trade GameStop, but if you want to understand what is a short squeeze and see it in a motion picture, I highly recommend you do it, because this is your business. You're going to find another GameStop like Go. You're going to find another short like in Craig or any stock out there, or NVIDIA. They're out there. And if you don't know it, you don't want to get caught in it. But these are the successful tools that is going to help you become very successful in trading. Now, I want to tell you what my top 3 tools are, okay? Because people always ask me, how do you find these stocks? How do you have that game plan? And how do you know where to get in and where to get out? Because I think that's everyone's biggest problem. So I have 3 things about tools that you should have on your screen. You should have a big percentage gainer scanner. You should have a very basic chart and something called level 3 quotes, which I'm going to tell you all where to get it through NASDAQ. Now, to ask everyone this question, how many of these do you have? Do you have 3, 2, or 1 of them? Just give me a chat and explain and tell me. I want to see. And by the way, no one's going to insult anyone or embarrass somebody. Brett, you only have 2 of the 3? Okay. Alex has 2. Everyone else? 2. 1, Linda. 3, Jose. Okay, good. 2. 1. Okay. So I assume everyone's missing this one. Is that right? Everybody's missing level 3, right? Okay. So, all right. Well, that's a problem, because what you're about to see is you're going to learn exactly how stocks go up and go down and how to read in front of you and not read behind you. But before I do that, let's start with the scanners. Okay. So when we teach our traders, what we basically do here is we show you how to scan the market and find which stock is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Now, in our trading floor, let me just bring this up really quick here and show you this. All right. So we have an alert service, and you could see right here, we'll post out all big orders out here, but this is what I want to show you right here. We post out, you'll see here, 3 o'clock last night, 4 o'clock, 7:45 in the morning, 9:32 before the market opens up. And you could see all these stocks that we traded. Okay. If you look all of them up, you'll be amazed to see what they're doing. Okay. Now, we're going to teach you how to dissect and find the one that's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Okay. You can't trade every stock out there, because there's only certain ones that are moving. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of you are familiar with them. Tesla, this is the ETF, Webull, Apple, Fig, AMD, HIMS was a nice little short squeeze. I mean, they're all out there. Okay. So finding them is actually pretty easy. That's not the hard part. The hard part is knowing, am I chasing? Am I stuck in the short squeeze? Is it too late to jump in them? And then, I mean, listen, if you look at AMD, for example, and let me just clear these. This thing is getting me dizzy. These indicators. Let me redo this. Okay. If you look at AMD, you had earnings that came out, stock got crushed, and then we traded it yesterday, and look where it hit. It hit a bottom of 158. Now the stock is 173. If you look right here in the morning hours, right here at 9:30, the stock went from 166, it ran to 175. Okay. Now, if you look over here and we go back to that list, you'll see that we had AMD right here. And that was on the 6th. What's today? The 7th? So these are the watch lists that you're looking for. All right. And don't worry about it. You're going to be able to find them on your own. And you know where they are? Right in the big percentage gainers and the big percentage losers. The next biggest thing that you want to set up is your charts. I always find that people make a mistake when it comes to charts, because they put all these bells and whistles on it and you don't really need it. I like to keep things simple. A 1-minute chart and a daily chart. It gives me a quick little perspective to know where I am and where I'm at. Let me show you back on the execution system. Here's AMD. Here's my 1-minute chart. And here's my daily chart. So I can see what's going on for the year. And I can see right here, now I know why the stock hit a support level here and it went up there. But you know who's going to confirm that? The orders. Because how do you really know it's not going to go past 160 just because the chart says so? So as much as you like to look at the past, that past has to be indicative of the future by those orders. So we clear this out and go back what I'm going to show you. To know where to get in and get out of it, you got to follow the orders. Lynn and Randy going out there and sharing it. Indicators will give you marginal, keep you losing. They're too late to the game. And that's right. You're right. You know, and Lita and Randy, by the way, they're here every time I do an event. They're one of very big fans of CTU. Thanks again, Linda Randy. And by the way, you'll get to meet them in a trading floor. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to get into the data. Now, does anyone here have level 2 quotes? Just give me a yes or no. Everyone here have level 2? Okay, we're getting a lot of yeses. Okay. Now, do you guys know why you all have it? Because it's free. Every brokerage firm offers it. Now, I can almost bet on it that a lot of you here don't use it because it moves too fast. And it does. And number 2, it's really the reason why it's free. It's worthless. That's why they give it to you for free. It doesn't give you the full data. I'm going to tell you something my dad taught me a long time ago. Why do they give it to you for free? Do they work for free? Nobody. Do you work for free? I don't work for free. What's the catch? Okay. There's got to be a catch. Nothing is free because they like you. No, there's got to be. Why do brokerage firms, by the way, let me ask everyone a dumb question here and not to get off topic. Why do brokerage firms give you free tickets? Because you're special? Why? Why do they give you free tickets? Does anybody know the answer? Randy, you're okay. They sell order flow. They take the other side because they know it's a big failure rate. Okay. Because they're useless. No, come on. That's not a really good answer, Paul. It's the right. I mean, let's think about it. Let's not be ignorant, not in a bad way, but they take the other side because they know 90% of you lose money. And number 2, you know, that's why because if you get it for free, like, oh, I could trade all day. Why not? They know you're going to lose. And number 2, they'll actually sell your order for something called payment for order flow. Look at the back of your account statements. They make millions and millions of dollars selling order flow. It means they're taking your order and they're selling it to another brokerage firm and getting paid for it. But the real thing that you really need is this. Just to let you know what we're seeing here is we're seeing buyers, we're seeing sellers, and we're seeing an exchange. New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ Exchange, ECNs. That's basically what you're seeing. You're seeing what the stock is trading on the floor, the best buyer and the best seller. The problem is you're not seeing all the buyers and sellers out there, okay? And that's the big issue. That's why it's free and that's why it's worthless. So what I want to talk about something which most of you said you don't have is called level 3, what I like to call, which is called the NASDAQ Book Viewer. It's called Total View. Now, everyone, I'm going to tell you where to get this, and you really got to pay attention right now because this is going to change the way you look at trading, and you all are going to agree to like, I knew it existed, but the damn brokerage firm would never tell it to me. Okay, so let me tell you what we got going on here. What we're looking at the stock AMD. Now, this is directly through the exchange, meaning you have a seat on the floor of the exchange, which is kind of like amazing when you think about it, because this technology was never allowed to be offered to you, but other than recently. What you're seeing is you're seeing every single buyer and every single seller. And whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for the least is on the bottom. Whoever wants to sell AMD for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So you are seeing the total book of every single person in the entire world, what they want to buy the stock for and what they want to sell it for. And it's all being aggregated in one order. So you could see there's 104 people here that make 4,000. There's 1,300 people here that make 40,000. And you're seeing all these orders. Now, I'm going to ask this question one more time. What makes stocks go up and go down, everyone? What makes stocks, what drives up and down? Buyers and sellers. What are you seeing right here on this level 3? What did I just showed you? Buy orders, sell orders. Did I lose anybody yet? Just give me a yes or no. Is everybody following along? No? Good. Perfect. No one's lost? You're with me, Nathan? All right. I like that. I like the sound of that. All right. So let's put this to the test. You see every buyer in Tesla. You see every seller in Tesla. Okay. Now, the issue you're going to look at right now is Fausto. That's a lot of numbers. That looks like a lot of people out there. How do I know which one is the most important number? Well, the most important number is this one. These are called big block orders, ICE orders that we call here at Cybertrade University. So everything else you see here is noise. I don't care about the 500 shares. I don't care about the 3,000 shares. I care about the 165,000 shares. That's what I care about. The big block orders, the ICE orders, what we call here. And this is how it works. What makes a support level technically a support? Buyers. And you're looking at AMD here, and AMD went down from 165, stopped right around here at 160, and went right back to 165. Why did it stop specifically right around 159? Well, when you look at the buy column and you work your way down, you'll notice that the biggest buyer is right there at 158.50, 129 orders out there at 98,000 shares. Now, how much money is that? Okay. Does anybody know? Take our calculator. 100 and what is it? 58 times 98,000 shares. Talking $15 million worth of stock. Okay. And it's made up of 129 people around the entire world. Now, you're going to tell me you know more about AMD than the $15 million that's sitting there? Oh, it's a good company. They came out the new chip. I don't care what you think. What makes you an analyst? What makes an analyst an analyst? Okay. You know what makes what you need to make yourself into? A trader, not an analyst. And the way you become a trader is you got to follow what drives the stock going up and down. Now, vice versa. Let's look on the downside. Looking at Jobby. Stock goes from 1750 all the way up to 21 and then comes back down to 1850. Why? Since 12 o'clock until the end of the day, it never wanted to pass 21. Well, resistance is predicated on sellers. When you work your way down here in the sell column, you'll notice that that number is 109,000 shares at 21. Now, the only way the stock is going to go higher than 21 is someone has to buy those 109,000 shares, or all 11 people in cahoots with each other have to cancel their order. Now, just to let you know, these are real orders. And if you don't believe me, when I invite you in the trading floor, I will go out there and find them for you. And if you want to use your money, we'll test it out. Okay. And I don't think you want to do that. Take that chance, because I don't think you want to be stuck with 100,000. First, I don't even know if you have that much money in your bank account, okay, to cover that trade. And number two, I don't think you want to take that gamble. All right. Once again, Linda Randy writing a very good comment here. First time I heard this stuff, we wanted to know what the catch, was, and then it's none. You will learn just following the big money. That's really what comes down to it. It's just following the money. That's all you need to do. All right. Now I'm going to ask everybody this question one more time. Did I lose anybody yet? Is everybody following along? Brett, you're following along. Who did I hear from? G, what about you? Sylvia, Sylvia, what about you? Kimberly, did I lose you? Linda, Liz, you're following along? Brett, you following along? Micah B, what about you? Patel, what about you? You guys following along? Because let me tell you something. You're following? Good. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. Now we're going to have a little fun. PYPL is crashing. Stock is at 73, now down at 70. You own a stock right now, you're like, oh my God, I'm down some money. Do I sell it now? What do I do? I hope, I pray. What do I do? I don't know. You tell me. If you have a stock that's going down, what do you do? Just sell? What do you do? What's going to make this stock from stop going lower? What do you think? What needs to happen? Is it going to zero? What do you need? Very good. Looks like everyone knows the answer. We need buyers. The only thing that's going to prevent this stock from going lower is not President Trump. It's not, Congress. It's not the CEO. Okay. It's not an indicator. All right. It's not better earnings. We can't wait for that. We need buyers. There's always going to be a buyer. Okay. There's always going to be a buyer out there. So the way you find the buyer is the support. Well, we're going to go check over here on the exchange, and I'm going to work my way down that list. And I can notice that there's a big buyer right here, right around $70.70 for 186,000. There's 16 orders out there. Okay. Now, where do you think the stock, in theory, is going to stop going lower? What number? Where do you think support levels are going to be on the stock? Thank you, Mike. Brett. So you tell me you don't need an indicator. You tell me you don't need to check out the news. You tell me right there is 770. Okay. Guess what? It came all the way down to 770 and it shot back up to 72.20. How did that even happen? Okay. This is what we teach you at Cyber Trade University. How many of you here feel like every time you buy a stock, it goes down? And then you hold the stock forever and you finally sell it and the damn thing goes up, right? And you're like, you can't, it's like you're holding your losers too long and you're not holding it long enough to make that profit. Ever happened to anyone? Okay. Don't you feel like sometimes they're watching you? They're like, I feel like listen, brokerage firms do watch you. Like I said, they do trade against you. But you know what the problem is? Nobody's watching you. You're just not watching them. You're not watching the right of the chart. You're too focused on the left of the chart. You're too focused on the newsletter. You're too focused on this guy on Discord. Okay. You're too focused on the guy that's driving the Learjets, just flashing money in your hands. Okay. I don't do that. I focus on where is the institutions? Where's BlackRock? Where's Goldman Sachs? Where's algorithms? That's what I'm focused on. And that's what you got to focus on. Did I lose anyone yet? Because I always like to ask this question, because how many times have you been in a webinar or listened to somebody and like, yeah, it makes sense. It's sexy, but I kind of get it. Think about it. In the 2 minutes I taught you in here, how much of a better trader you just became. And that's what I'm going to do when I invite you on my trading floor. Now let's look at some resistance levels. Webull, big run up, $14.80 to $16. Okay. But now you start coming up to this big resistance level of an iceberg at 106,000. There's always going to be people taking profit. I'm a big fan of this stock. I own it. Okay. But I also trade it. And guess what? Things go down, just like we see right here. And you'd be like, yeah, I watched the reviews. The stock said it's going to be, they got rid of the pattern day trading rules. They got, these brokerage firms are going to take off. That's great, but you got to get through these sellers first, because someone's like, yeah, but I want out. I want out of it. There's 106,000 shares. I want to get out of it. Let someone else take that guy out, because you always could buy it back cheaper. And that's what the iceberg's all about, because it didn't work too well for the Titanic. And that's why we call them iceberg orders. Now, I want to go to the real markets, and I want to go over and bring up another stock out there, okay? Because I want to cover something called level 4. Now, does anyone here have any stock you want me to look at? Pick a stock, any stock. I know some of you own stock right here, and you're like, my God, anyone losing money on a stock? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Now, this is a penny stock. Under $1 doesn't really work too well. I need something over $1. SBOX. Yeah, there we go. SBOX took a very nice hit here. 116, went down to 78. You can see there's a lot of resistance levels right around here, around $98, just under 100. All right, let's look at this. All right. So I need to clear some stuff out. Hold on a second. So this is called level 4. Okay. Let's load up the data and see what's going on. Let's go see where the orders are. All right. And let me go back 6 hours. Right now, I'm only going back an hour of data. I need more data. All right. So you could see right here, when the market opened up and program trading kicked in, you did have a seller right here in pre-market. He was holding it down, but there's a big seller that showed up right around here, around 100. Okay. So we got sellers right. If you can see right here, you can see the sellers out here, 12,000, but the 80,000, that's a big resistance levels, big resistance levels. So not only is it day trade, you look at the swing trade aspect of it. And if you look over here, that's 100. So you can see 100 is big resistance. So those sellers in the past are obviously indicative of the future, but we're down here at 90 to 100 is a big different number. Okay. We're not going from 90 straight to 100. So what we need to do is, you probably want to know what's going on right now. And if you zoom out a little bit further, you could see that there's a big, somewhat of a resistance levels here at 191. He was there early this morning, and he's now there again. So unless we get past 91, and someone takes out these sellers, it's not going any higher. All right. Any other stocks? Chloe says the QUBT. Okay, QUBT, it's got good volume. Let me load up the data on that and see what's going on. Go back 3 hours. All right. So you could see right here, you got a lot of buyers right here around 150,000, and you got some sellers out here at 750 for 80,000. Okay. If I zoom a little bit closer, there's your big order out there for 560, and you got 27,000 shares sell here. So the stock's been trending down. Looks like it got some support levels right around here. It's going to hold it up. All right. Now, that is called level 4. I'm going to do one more. Okay, we're running out of time. Okay, Nuvo, because I know a lot of you guys got somewhere to go and want to kind of share it with you. By the way, do any of you guys follow me on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube? Anybody here follow me on that? Chloe, you do? Okay. What do you follow me on, Chloe? Deborah, you follow me on YouTube? Okay. Instagram, Chloe. Anyone else? Does anybody do social media? By the way, there's the link. You follow me on X Williams. Could everyone just click on that link? We're going to post them up there because I'm going to bring up my YouTube channel really quick. And I'm going to click on my shorts because I do a lot of shorts. And if you look over here, I did the one on Sydney Sweeney just recently on the pump and dump. You could a couple other ones. You could see NVIDIA. You could see Palantir. I did some big ones. Webull, Coinbase, all the brokerage firms. Palantir, NVIDIA, nuclear stocks, United Healthcare, Palantir again. A lot of big stocks. The Israel war. A lot of big things that I've done some speakings on. So if you look at Nuvo, I just want to do one more. I'm going to do NVIDIA because I did a lot on NVIDIA. And if you want to know where resistance levels on NVIDIA are, you got all these big orders at 90 and 185. Big orders. If I zoom out, look at this, and then 200. See that? Now you're not going to see that on a chart. So who here wants to learn a little bit more about this and come and see the trades that we do in our trading floor? Because this is what we do all day, and I want to invite you guys all to come and see it live. So just make sure you follow us. Subscribe to our channels because we do meetings every day. But also let you know a little history about CyberTrade University. We're probably the only school that you have ever been or seen that's been endorsed by more brokerage firms and exchanges than anyone in the industry. We've also very proud to say we got a 5-star rating on Google, which is very rare. I don't think you'll ever find anyone that has a higher rating than us. Also, if anybody uses AI, ChatGPT did rank us #1 school in the industry. Okay. So if you believe in AI, then I guess ChatGPT probably knows better than anyone. Now, the thing is this. The question is, can we teach you how to do it? And if you guys want a little bit more proof of this stuff really works, well, this is what I want to do. I want to invite all of you to come to my trading floor, but I am only asking for a $9 fee. Okay. Now, why are we charging $9 for this data? Well, I could offer you guys to come for free, but I feel like if you are the person who likes free tickets, then you're obviously, not going to know that you're going to have to make an investment in trading because nothing is free in this world. If you like free stuff, then I'm not for you. Okay. I'm not asking for $90 or $9,000. I'm asking you just a flat $9 fee to see what we do for one full week, all day long. Okay. Now, as a bonus, this is what I'm going to give you. Everybody's going to get my book for free. Okay. So if you're here, you could buy it on Amazon. It's the #1 bestseller. Wiley, one of the most prestigious clearing publishing companies in the industry, published the book. So it's not one of these, self-publishing books. They paid me a lot of money to write that book. As a gift for you, I'm giving it to you for free for $9. Okay. So take your phone, scan the QR code right there, or you can use that link right there. Now, this is what you're going to get for $9. Let me explain to it because it's not being in the trading floor. You're going to hear live daily morning and afternoon commentary. You're going to get full access to our traders in the room and see what trades we're in and out all day long. You're also going to get the alert service that we're going to give you. You can get on your iPhone, everything else. You're going to get weekly educational classes that we do all week long, all for $9. And one last thing, I'm going to throw one more bonus in there on top of it. Whoever here registers, I will personally give you a free coaching class. Okay. Now, the reason why, first of all, have any of you guys ever took training before? Did you ever talk to the owner before for $9? Why would I even do that? Well, let me tell you why. I have to interview you. Okay. We're looking for serious traders. So if you're not serious about doing this, then or you're not convinced this is not your style, which could happen, then we're going to have that conversation. But if I was like most people on the internet, which hopefully a lot of you don't get caught up on these influencers and everything that have these millions of followers, which I don't, which I should. I don't want 1 million followers. Okay. If I want to, I could. But how does that make you money other than being very impressed that a guy's got a good following? That doesn't make you money. Okay. Goldman Sachs, the godfather of Wall Street, doesn't have, every Tom, Dick, and Harry working for them. They actually have the smallest amount of employees compared to Chase or Bank of America. It's an exclusive club, but you got to be qualified to trade. And the way to qualify you to trade starts with, can you make a $9 investment here first? Because you can't afford $9. Honestly, you really can't afford to trade. Okay. So I'm looking for serious traders. If you like level 3 and level 4, if you want to learn how to read the right of the chart, that's all you need to do. Okay. And like I said, you got the link up there, posted up there on the screen. You could click on the link right there and it'll bring you right to the trial page. Now, a couple of questions come across here. People ask me, they ask me this: do I need a brokerage account to trade? And the answer is no. We don't want you to buy anything. We want you to watch the other traders and see if they make money doing it. That's basically it. You want to see if they know what they're doing, because remember, listen, I don't have an ego. I don't here to tell you what I'm in. You need to know how to get in them yourself. Okay. You don't want someone telling you what to buy. You got to know when to buy. You don't want someone telling you when to sell. You only know when to sell. You got to hit the button at the end of the day. And you're going to only learn that by sitting at the trading floor and seeing these other people doing it. Another person was asking me a question: how much money do we need to trade? That's a great question. And it's right there, right in front of you, $9. Start with 9, and then you can worry about how much money you need later. But to be all honest with you, you don't need a lot of money to do this. That's a misconception. All right. Now, just a couple of people out here just registering. A couple of shout outs really quick. Nathan Austin from Texas just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Royal C from California got your registration. Welcome aboard. Ryan just got your registration from Chicago. Welcome aboard. Nathan, thank you very much. Now, listen, when you register, Nathan, I think you saw this, and Ryan, everybody else, we take the class very seriously. So the more you let us know about you, the more we can help you. When you register, we're going to ask you 5 very important questions. Let us know what's your trading style. If you're futures, stocks, options, wherever it is, because we talk about all of that. And, what brokerage firm you're trading with, because 80% of you guys are trading with the wrong brokerage account. Okay. And you're going to know why you are. You can still keep them. You might have the right one, but let us be honest with you. I don't work for the brokerage firms. We don't get paid by them, right? We're brokerage firm neutral. That's what you want. And then on the next page, you're all going to make an appointment. You're going to talk to an education advisor. We're going to take the time to walk you through the room. We're going to give you a couple of training videos. We're going to show you how to get NASDAQ Book Viewer. We're going to show you exactly, some of the classes that you need to watch. You're going to learn more. I had a student yesterday tell me, he says, Fausto, I learned more in the $9 trial that you gave me. Actually, I had someone last week said, I learned more in this class than I spent in a $9,000 class. I said, now imagine what you're going to learn in a $9 class. Okay. So the goal is you want to make sure this is for you or not. And remember, guys, listen, if you can't afford $9, you really can't afford to trade. Now, another question came across here. By the way, another couple of shout outs really quick. Linda was at Cartier from Ontario, Canada. Just got your registration. By the way, I'm going to be in Toronto next month. So we're going to post that link too up for you guys also. I look forward to seeing you guys there. So look forward. Welcome aboard. Who else? Roger B from Norway. Welcome aboard. We have a lot of people from Europe that also trade with us too. Regarding about what happens after a week, okay? What happens after a week when your trial expires, it's up to you. We're not locking you in a subscription. Okay. We don't do that game. All right. So please don't look at it like, what am I buying into? Do I gotta hump over the hoops? Do I gotta file a dispute on my credit card? No. Listen, we don't need your business. We respect your business, but we don't need it. I am here because I want to show you guys what you need to, if you want to be successful in trading, if it's options, if it's stocks, if it's swing trading or day trading, you need to understand what the right of the chart is. But I can't teach you to be a trader in 40 minutes. All I could do is spark your interest. But if you want to really learn and you want to see if people really make money doing this and why we've been ranked #1 school in the industry, for the past 30 years, why we're endorsed, by all these brokerage firms and why we have a 5-star rating, you just witnessed 40 minutes of it. Now let's see what you're going to really learn how to trade for $9. A couple other shout outs here really quick. Weldon L, Springfield, Virginia, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Anyone else have any other questions? Because I want to get back to my trading room. They're trading a stock right now, this SLDP. Let me show you right here. Here's a nice little stock making a big room. It's up over here. You can see Roberto just broke 430. Looks like he's been trading it. Stock's got a big move. The stock was $12. See how stock came down? Now it's moving up. Look at all the volume over here. This right here on the right is called the matrix. So this is an aggregator of ECNs. Another tool we're going to show you. I was actually on TickBlaze. They actually have it. I don't know if you guys use TickBlaze too, another software. We'll show you how to use their Dome. All these cool tools you're going to get. Deborah says, John, my card is not taking. Can you give me a call again, please? Yes. So if anyone here is having any credit card issues, you can always call our main number, 516-280-5350. Okay. Chloe. Oh, Chloe, there you are. Is that you? I just got your registration. Walnut, California. Chloe Ho. All right. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you, Chloe. Look forward to seeing you in the trading floor. Any other questions, fellow traders? Any other questions? Rainey has a question. Level 3 versus level 4 works on futures and Forex. It doesn't work on Forex, but it does work on futures. And it also does work on cryptocurrency. We could see on Bitcoin where those orders are. So any crypto fans out here? Absolutely. We trade crypto here in the trading floor. So we work all different kinds. All right. Any other questions? All right, then. For futures as well. Well, you could trade the S&P futures, you could trade the Dow, you could trade ETFs. I'm not a fan of futures. I don't trade futures, so I'm not a jack of all trades, Antonio, but you can trade futures. Absolutely. Roger's another question. How do I see all the asks? Which tool price? Well, you're going to see them right here. The ask is on the right. The bid is on the so it splits. These are all the sellers, and these are all the buyers. And you can see there's no buyers, but there's definitely sellers in NVIDIA. All right, Tony. Nasdaq book viewer, yes. So Roger, when you registered, I think you registered, right, Roger? I think you registered. So what we're gonna do, yeah. So I have 2 videos I'm going to give you, okay? And the 2 videos, they're about 5 minutes long. One is going to show you how to get it through NASDAQ. The second one's going to show you how to trade on it and set the defaults, okay? To get the NASDAQ book viewer, this is what's amazing about this thing. When I started, I had to pay $1,000 a month when I was 22 years old, okay? It took 30 years ago. This technology has been around for 50 years, okay? Today, it costs you $15. So this is my point. Why would you not want to know where every buyer and seller is on a stock that you own? Okay. Anyone here own a house? I always like to use this house theory. You ever get outbidded on a house? Like, how did I get outbidded? Wouldn't it be nice to know where these people are bidding for the house before you actually put in a bid, right? So, now imagine they're like, it's if the realtor told you, oh yeah, by the way, you pay me $15. We'll be able to see where the person you want to buy that $1 million house or $500,000 house, whatever you're buying, where they are. You wouldn't pay $15 for that? An investment that you're going to pay $500,000 to buy a house for? Well, guess what? You trade in the stock market. This is what you're getting, but it's not going to cost you 15. It's going to cost you 9 because I'm going to teach you how to use it. Because having the technology and knowing you have it is great, but not knowing how to use it is a waste of your time. All right, traders, any other questions? I'm almost done. Just make sure that when you register and you talk to the education advisor, you book your appointment with me, so we can discuss your challenges, your issues, all that stuff. Because listen, I always say it all the time: trading is not for everyone, and you're better off having someone explain to you why it's not than you going out learning the hard way and losing it. Denzel, you're going to get those videos when you talk to the education advisor. Okay, you're going to talk to my staff when you book your appointment, because I know you're very antsy. You probably want to know, you want to know this yesterday. Don't worry about it. Stock market's not going out of business. I personally guarantee you that. Okay. So let him do the walkthrough with you. They're not going to sell you anything. Everyone here is going to talk to my staff, whoever bought the trial, and we're going to show you what to look at. Okay. Because we don't want to overwhelm you and start looking at blogs and all the videos and stuff. There are 800 videos on that list. We got 4,000 videos on YouTube. You can't watch them all. All right. So I got to go, fellow traders. Thanks for listening. I look forward to teaching you. By the way, if you did not register and you're skeptical, you want to do your homework, I highly recommend you do. Go check out Google reviews. Go check out Business Bureau. Go check out the brokerage firms. And if you are working with someone, you should definitely be checking them out before you do. Everyone here needs to be educated. You might need to learn from a couple of people, but please don't go out there and try to do it on your own, because trading is a 90% failure rate. You're almost guaranteed to fail. So, but you're going to have a good fighting chance if someone taught you. Just make sure you find the right person for you. All right. And you're going to need to listen to a couple of people till you find it out. So let us be your number one educator, and let's start teaching you what people are not teaching you, which most of them are teaching you the left of the chart, where we're going to learn the right of the chart, and that's following the orders. Thanks for listening. See you all on the trading floor.